brand new episode of Radio City Freedom Exchange. And today, joining me all the way from Namma, Chennai, is our very own Zoe Siddharth, who I don't know where to start from as far as the introduction is concerned. She technically calls herself a singer-songwriter, but just a brief look at her bio, and you will see a graduate from LaSalle, LaSalle School of Music. Am I saying that right?
It's LaSalle College of the Arts, yeah.
LaSalle School of Music. Then she's also an actor, she's a model, and she's a scuba diving enthusiast. How cool is that? Like, Zoe, where will you stop?
I don't know. I just feel like you need to do whatever you can. If you're having fun doing something, then continue doing it. In this industry, we have so many different avenues. You can sing, you can act, you can model, you can photograph, you can film. And I feel like when you're in the arts, you kind of tend to like all of the other aspects as well, at least for me. So I like exploring a little bit in everything. And also it helps you because you never know which stream will like help you take off, right? So along with music, I also like to kind of dabble with everything else as well. And then you never know what will happen. Also, I have fun doing it. So why not?
Where did this inclination start towards music?
I remember I always enjoyed singing, so I would like always sing in the back of the car, like on road trips, with my dad's music. Before I even could speak properly, so I was just like blabbering words, but I was singing. And I think my parents realized that I had liked it or I had a knack for it, so they started encouraging it. And the more they did that, the more I started singing at home. I started listening to like my favorite artists, and there are videos of me and my sister performing for my parents, like when we were like 6 and 4 or like 7 and because she's 3.5 years younger. So it was always there. So we'd always like perform, we'd like dance and sing. And then um, as I got slightly older, so like into my teens, I started doing like here and there small classes. I would start posting on YouTube. So I started making covers at home. My dad would film me. We got a guitar. So it kind of was always there, I guess, in my childhood. And then once I started YouTube and I realized like I really liked making covers and making videos and figuring out how to record at home or to film at home, that's when like I realized, this is something that I really want to do. Music is my main passion, at least at that point of time. And my parents always kind of supported it.
Basically, the creative streak really runs in the genes, right?
Yeah, you could say that because my mom studied art when she was in school,
Right.
and that's what she pursued most of her life. Now she's in sales and stuff like that, but that's also been like a huge factor because we grew up with that. And my dad is an entrepreneur, and he also has like a love for music. So I think it's just always been in the family, the kind of art side of things.
Let's talk about the stint you had on the stage three. For those of us, for many of you out there who do not know, Zoe was one of the finalists on the third season of the stage. Why did you choose a stage to showcase your singing credentials?
Well, to be honest, ever since I was a kid, like I said, my family has always loved music. So we used to watch always like all the American Idols, The Voice, X Factor, and we'd always watch this. And I would wish that I could one day be on a stage like that. But obviously in India, Indian Idol and everything has like Hindi music or Tamil music, and it's never English. So I don't really get a chance because I don't sing in any other languages. And when stage came, my dad told me about it actually because he's more updated with things than I am. And he's like, oh, you should check this out. So I started watching a few episodes of the first season. And I was like, oh, this is actually a thing. But I was also very like skeptical. I was like, what is this? But then second season came around and I emailed them and I said, I want to join. But I was 17. So I was underage. So they said, try next year. So next year came and I was like, for fun, let me try it out. I tried. And then I got through to the next round. And then I went for the audition. I was in Singapore at the time, so I had to like fly to Bangalore to do the audition. And I think I did it so badly because I was nervous. And I never got a call back. So technically, I got rejected. I didn't get onto the stage. Then they were having
There was
some
a second season.
This is the third season.
Okay, all right.
So I actually got rejected initially. And then I saw all over like Instagram and social media, there are second chance auditions, online auditions or something. And I was like, why not? So on the last day of the online auditions, because I had stalled it for a while, and on the last day I was like, what's the harm? Let me just. So I made a video, a cover, and I sent it on Instagram to all of the actual judges. And next thing I know, I wake up and they apparently the judges liked it. They told the team contacted me. Then I had to do another like live audition round, and then they called me for the top 50, and then it's over. So it was kind of a journey that I wasn't expecting, but it happened nonetheless, and then it just changed everything. It was great. Yeah.
So coming to the journey that began when you landed Four More Shots, Please, the first season, and you did 3 songs with Mikey McCleary, who clearly is, I mean, even though he's of international repute, he has a liking, or he has a really deep sense of understanding when it comes to Indian aesthetics and Indian elements.
Yeah.
So how was the experience of working with Mikey?
So I was actually singing for the second season. I watched the first season. I absolutely loved it. And some of my friends were singing on the first season, and I was raving about it. I just thought it was so fun and exciting. And Natanya, the girl who writes a lot of those songs, yeah, she amazing artist she is. She kind of was like, I think your voice would kind of suit one of the songs. So she gave my name for one particular song, and that's when I went and I met Mikey for like a short period of time. I worked in the studio, and it was my first time ever really recording anything for commercial purposes. And it was just fun. I remember being scared, a little bit nervous about like what if I can't do it right, but it kind of was very easy in the sense they made it so comfortable. The vibe was nice. I was actually having a lot of fun. I got to like improvise, and I think they liked it, so they called me for the next one, and which had like a darker vibe that kind of fit my voice here and there. And then they called me for Warning Signs, which was the biggest song that I sang. It was the one that came on the album. And that song I had a lot of fun with because I absolutely fell in love with the song. I got to like use Amy Winehouse stylistic stuff, bring, just have fun with it kind of. And even Mikey was like, what, for the second verse, just have fun. Do what you think you want to do, make it different. It doesn't have to be perfect kind of thing. And I don't know, it was just easygoing, very supportive environment they have. They kind of push you to do better. They ask you input, your style, your improvisation. So I think it was honestly a really great experience, and I couldn't have asked for anything better as my first like commercial recording thing.
Coming to your latest single, Human, which, let me tell you, Zoe, I think I did post a story also about it a few days back. I fell in love with it at the very first listening, and I don't know what you did. You just moved me to tears with that song. I want to really understand from what personal space or from what personal experience did that song really stem from?
So this was actually right after the stage sometime, and I think I was in like a very good state of being, because I felt like before the stage I was a little bit lost, because that reality of the music industry and how do I get into it, how do I start into it, it was really hitting. So I was in a very unsure place, but after the stage I was more confident. I kind of felt like I had improved so much. I knew what thing in a sense. I knew more about like music and the industry in India, because I wasn't planning on coming back to India. And it kind of gave me a little direction. I felt like, maybe I should move back to India for some time and then start here and then eventually move out or figure it out. And yeah, I was overall in a very good state, as well as having a lot of like amazing people around me. Some of the stage people became some of my best friends that are there right now. And I was just in such a positive space. And then one day, a friend in just like a normal conversation said something along the lines of like human, or like something, you make me human, or something like that. And I was like, this is a very powerful line. And this is such a nice thing to like write about. It's a very like poetic thing. So one day I was just sitting with the guitar, just having this line in my mind, and I was like, so I asked myself, when was the last time that I outwardly appreciated either my friends or my close like family um, for the small or the big gestures that they had done. And that's when I was like, I hadn't in quite a while. And that's when I said, I need to write a song to kind of appreciate the people around me, because I haven't in a while, and I don't know why we take these people for granted sometimes, because you feel like they're always going to be there. And yeah, so in 30 minutes, this song just kind of flowed out of me. It was kind of like a thank thing to all of the friends who stick by you through kind of everything. And human, in a sense, why I used that whole scenario is because certain qualities of being human is like empathy, it's feelings, it's emotions, it's understanding, it's love. But sometimes, in life, things go bad, things take a wrong turn, and then you tend to lose those, numb, you don't feel anything anymore. And the people who bring you back from that and pull you out of it, so technically they make, because you get all of those qualities back. That's kind of the whole theme of the song, I guess. But yeah, that's basically it.
Any particular singer-songwriters whose works you've been ardently following, and you think that they're putting out some really good work out there in the indie music space
In India,
in India? Yeah, specifically, we are
um,
looking at it.
I had no idea about the scene in India. That's why I wanted to get out so badly. Chennai, especially, has a much smaller scene, and I was also younger, so I didn't know how to get into it. But now there are so many talented people. It's like unreal. Some
Yeah.
people like Pratik, people like actually so many. I feel like I just can name so many. Mali. Um,
Yeah.
then there's like new up and coming people like Anushka Maske, Urgen, who's a really good friend of mine, hasn't released any songs yet, but I've heard them and they're really good. Raghav Miatal. There are just so many people. I feel like I'm missing a lot of names, but yeah, so many people up and coming that I have now started to follow and kind of been looking at, listening to, kind of learning from as well, in a sense. Hanita Bhamri, so many people.
Yes, Anita Martin, yes.
Yeah, I
So,
asked Hanita a lot of for like help when I was like releasing the song. I didn't know what to do, so I was like, "Please tell me, am I doing this right? Is this right? Should I do this?" But yeah, everyone's been so nice.
what next from now on then, Zoe? What's new? What's in the pipeline?
I think this has been like kind of like the next phase in my life. I'm moving from the stage girl to like the cover content girl on Instagram to now I think I'm moving to the songwriting side of my music. And I think I've been wanting to do this for a while. I wrote Human 2 years ago, but I've been sitting on it. So now that the first song is out, I think it's just going to be a lot more originals from now on, because I have a lot. I just haven't actually released, like recorded them and released them yet. So hopefully one more before the end of the year, and then more original stuff, because that's kind of where I want my.
So, is it going to be music completely, or you'll also be dabbling with your acting and modeling career?
No, I'm also definitely going to be dabbling with acting as well. I've been doing auditions. I have never actually taken lessons, so like formal acting training. It's just that when I was younger, I actually got into acting by, I think, when I was 5 years old onwards. So I did a lot of acting in advertisements then, and then as I grew up, my focus kind of shifted to music. But now I kind of want to do both. Even though music is my main, I still am auditioning now. I am trying to get back into the groove and understand, expressions and being comfortable in front of the camera and other people as well. So I'm doing that without any training as well. So that's also kind of like a learning experience. Every audition I do, I learn something else. And yeah, dabbling in both for sure.
That's lovely. Zoe, as we conclude this interview, I'd like to end by saying that everyone should be listening to Human by Zoe Siddharth. But if Zoe had to choose three indie tracks that she's now listening to by three Indian artists, what are the three tracks that immediately come to your mind?
Oh my God. Okay, there is right now I think Mali's Play I really love. Even though it's not the newest one, I just have always loved that song. Hanita Bambri's new one, Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so nice. And Nisa Shetty actually put out a song. I don't listen to Hindi music, but she put out a song called Baate, and I actually
Yeah.
really like that one as well. So I would say those are the top three that come to my mind, but there are like a million more because a friend of mine recently put out an EP, Anushka Maski. So many good, so many talented people. Nitika Korean. Chennai has so many talented people that I'm now understanding. So many. So it's good. It's really nice.
Well, I'm just happy that you mentioned all women in the top three.
Actually, yeah, I didn't realize.
Nonetheless, thank you so much, Zoe, for doing this. Wish you all the luck, and I just wish you all the best for all the wonderful music that you're going to bring our way.
Thank you so much. I hope you like whatever comes now. It's going to be fun, I think, and it's going to be nice. I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Zoe.
Thank you.